In 2015, government enacted the Toxic Chemicals Prohibition Control Act to regulate the illegal usage of toxic chemicals that cause grievous harm to the victims. These chemicals are often used by bad-hearted individuals on their fellow to destroy their faces, especially where disagreements happen to arise in relationships. Lynette Karungi, born of Hoima district in Bunyoro Kingdom, is an acid survivor living in Kampala. Being a beautiful girl, she happened to enter into a relationship with a man during her first year at Makerere University pursuing a bachelor's degree in social sciences. Her boyfriend poured acid on her after failing to succumb to his request of marrying him, as she narrates.
Everything started after the disagreement we had with my ex-boyfriend after me failing to accept his proposal of getting married. Then he decided to attack me with acid.
With tears rolling down her eyes, Lynette says she cannot forget the massive pain she went through nursing wounds at Mulago Hospital that made her lose her left ear.
The process was not easy because it involved the grafting, whereby I also lost the ear and the whole back and the chest, all these parts were just grafted. After I was discharged, I gained the courage, then I went back to Makerere University.
She says that although she was in critical condition for nearly 10 months, she did not receive fairness by the law enforcers, especially the police, reaching the extent of letting free the person who inflicted harm on her.
Here, but we are insecure in our own country. We need to see this problem being solved by the government. We have the law implementers, but the problem we're having is that the law implementers, they implement something at the same time. They're the same people who don't put the things into practice.
She raises an outcry that although the Anti-Toxic and Other Chemicals Act is in place, it does not directly include the acid survivors. There is need by the government of Uganda to enact laws to punish those who are guilty of illegally using acid.
These people, the government has not done anything. Justice has not been achieved. When you report the case, you go to police, you tell them this has happened, and the police, they will tell you, you know what, you have to come to court. But going to court, you are the eyewitness. Sometimes you find yourself in intensive care, and they're telling you to go to court, and you can't do that. But at the end of the day, like after 2 days, you hear the suspect is already out.
Lynette says she developed passion to advocate for the rights of other people who are going through a similar situation, and she is serving as an administrator at the Center for Rehabilitation of Acid Survivors. Besides, she has hope, just like other people, by getting involved in handmaking of crafts, including beads and craft shoes.
You see this one? This is a paper bead, but this is just the material. If you request for materials which are not assembled, this is assembled and this one is not assembled.
Acid attacks are not a one-sex target, but men are also a target, especially from the workmates. In the year 2011, on the 20th of December, Moses Yoweri, locally known as Mose Yo, an Afro-pop musician, was burnt while taking his car to a garage in Ndeba suburb of Kampala by some of his workmates in the business. He, however, says despite the challenges, he still aims higher to live his life better.
Yeah, first of all, I'm a farmer. I have my animals in the village.
The Serasav Executive Director Justine Mpaji says that the Center for Rehabilitation of Survivors of Acid Burns and Violence has got acid survivors, of whom 40 are women. She explains that because of the severe damages that acid survivors go through, having scarred skins, they face public discrimination and stigma.
Because we cannot get jobs from offices, so we need to sustain ourselves. How? We have families, yes. But at least if they can support us with these development programs, if we are told we have started this program, and at least it gives us support so that we can stand.
Mpaji says that such people go through hard times, forcing them to go to the streets as beggars. As a result, Serasav intervenes by attracting them into art and craft industry to keep them busy in income-generating activities like liquid soap making and basket weaving.
To avoid begging, people were complaining about us, the white survivors, begging on the street all the time. So to try that, because they already have their families, of course you can't take from today, the other day, all throughout the year trading, when you can trade in these schemes. And they were interested. So this is being a rehabilitation center, we brought them together.
She adds that because of their facial appearance, acid survivors cannot ably look for market for their products. They use other channels for market in the United States of America and the United Kingdom.
We provide them with some little money of raw materials. Yeah, after selling them, we call them, we give them the money. We already even have a market in US. So as we are going to Christmas time, we collect everything and we send them to US. They sell them for us and we give them back their money.
Although only 45 acid survivors are under the Center for Rehabilitation of Survivors of Acid Burns and Violence, many are still nursing wounds. This report is compiled by Julius Kitone for WBS.